Learning around nature. It was just a typical weekend event. 10 families arrived at Cubbon Park, Bengaluru, with only a vague idea of what was going to happen next. The poster mentioned a treasure hunt. Each clue led the group to do an activity, and one of them was to find the widest tree in the park and measure the width of the trunk, known as the girth. After going around the tree with tape, then with a thread, and after a few failed attempts, long discussions, additions, and converting units to centimeters, the kids arrived at an answer. At first sight, she was just a big fig tree with hanging roots. Going around her, hugging her, and measuring her had the little ones awe-struck by her enormity. Next, they had to observe the tree and discover who called it home. The little detectives were in full form. "There seems to be a burrow. Could a snake be living inside?" shouted a girl with pigtails. "Probably a rat," observed another girl. "Several chirping birds call it home," pointed out an oily-haired boy. "Webs with spiders, squirrels, ants, bugs, pigeons," the list went on. The tree they chose wasn't just a giant, but a beautiful home. Suddenly, Sai ma'am shouted, "I have a doubt. So all of you went around the tree and took her measurements. What shape does it look like?" A girl sighed. "That's your question? It's a circle." "So what did you measure?" asked Sai. "The circumference," replied a boy. Sai smiled. "Oh, right. So what's the diameter?" Everybody chanted, "The line that passes through the center." "Well, I want to know the diameter of the tree." Everyone was horrified. "You want us to chop the tree? We thought you loved the tree." "Of course I love her. She's my best friend," laughed Sai. "But can't we do it without chopping her?" A boy raised his hand. "We could take the thread and climb over the tree," he asked hesitantly. "But it has branches," the girl pointed out. "How are we going to get the diameter?" "Wait a second," the boy exclaimed. "Isn't the circumference approximately 3 times the diameter?" "Didn't we learn some equation called C equals pi d?" Another girl replied excitedly. "There you go," said Sai proudly. "Mystery is teaching us maths today. Solve the mystery of the circumference and you'll get your treasure." Thicket Tales hosts programs where children apply science and mathematics to real-life scenarios. But why, you may ask? Well, because it's a lot more fun to solve clues while learning through the process. A lot of subjects are losing their relevance today in the real world. Learning from nature is holistic. It allows children not just to connect with Mother Nature, but also provides some fun science lessons if one pays attention. Another group of kids and another weekend. This time, we met at Lalbagh, Bengaluru. The poster announced a day in the jungle, but most families were not entirely sure of what to expect. This was a creative session, and the team at Thicket Tales was less prepared to be blown away by the young naturalists. The activity involved clues, rules, and jumbled sentence exercises, games, and everything had to do with exploring the prey-predator relationship. Once again, Sai ma'am went, "I have a doubt." "Again?" chanted the audience. Sai smiled. "I know you are dholes, langurs, and deer, but you don't look like them." The children looked around at each other, giggling. "So what?" "Well, why don't you all use materials around you and become your animal?" asked Sai. "What do you mean?" called out a few children. After a few minutes of chaos, the kids scattered. One boy picked up a long strip of grass. "This is my tail," he announced. 2 girls found big leaves and made them into deer ears. Another girl made a band with 2 leaves pointing upwards, just like dhole ears. The twins took out paint and started coloring their faces to look like the perfect Hanuman langurs. In no time, the parents had joined the fun as well. The whole group was painting each other with spots and whiskers. Then began the real game of chasing each other, and at the end, the children ended up challenging the Thicket Tail team to a push-up contest. Don't ask us who won. We're keeping our mouths shut. Do you now see how nature learning facilitates an easy flow of creativity? This lost form of education engages the mind, body, and soul of not just children, but the entire family. Why do we suggest that everybody gets their children outside? Nature always quenches curiosity, builds patience, and connects youngsters to their surroundings. But more importantly, children end up having real fun. What's better than making memories together? Thicket Tales is a Bengaluru-based startup. We facilitate programs where children can explore and learn from their surroundings through games, experiments, and projects. Our programs are curriculum integrated, and through them, children apply the knowledge of science and social studies in their day-to-day lives. Interested young explorers can visit our Instagram or website to learn more and join us.